fucking rustling noises.
I know. Sorry.
And... Hello everyone! It is I, Lorelei! I'm also joined by my usual co-host, Cybernetic Pink Eye.
Holy crap, the kid's a poet.
Yes, well, anyway. Wait, the kid, I'm older than you!
Listen.
Which is no small feat, really.
30 is the new 20, alright?
No. Go eat your groceries. Speaking of which, if you hear some rustling in the background, that's because he literally just walked in the door from getting groceries.
And can I say, it is very fucking refreshing, pardon my French,
Don't
to
swear!
only have to pay $200 a month rather than the $400 I was spending when I was living in California.
Okay, don't swear, please.
Okay, I forgot YouTube.
This is YouTube now. This is YouTube, which means that we could be demonetized if we are vocally swearing. So,
for the uninitiated, we usually stream on Twitch, but we've decided to make a bit of a change up because
I decided to make a bit of a change up because YouTube is actually a lot more convenient and has a lot more reliability in terms of actually notifying people when I have gone live. Hello, people. Hello. It's all so good to see you. It's good to have you
and felicitations.
Here. I was talking.
I mean, when aren't you?
Wow!
We are off to a rollicking good start.
Wow, okay. Also, I should actually add Dragon Age to this.
Might be a good idea.
Weird thought. Add existing, that one. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Oh, that's right. I need to move it down. There we go. There we are. Okie dokie Loki. Alright,
Don't bring him into this.
Excuse me?
You mentioned the dude's name, the fangirls are just gonna come flooding in.
Perhaps. Anyway, so... Oh, Lord. So, you guys may remember, and also let me know how the audio balance is between my audio and the game audio. I would troubleshoot this beforehand, but I am a lazy person. I have to remember not to swear. Yes, my email address has been revealed. Well, whatever.
Nice.
It's been revealed before, so...
Remember, we're child-friendly here at Lorelei Inc.
We're really not, but for streaming purposes...
Yeah.
Yes, we have started. So you may remember, if you've either been following my streams or watching them and I archive them back on YouTube, that last we left off, we had finished with the Circle Tower, which was a big fucking deal, and of course it was Evelyn Amell's natural first choice to return home to try and recruit people that she's actually familiar with. That's just the thing. It kind of just makes sense that she would want to come back here first.
Yeah, all things considered.
I am the Momonad, yes.
Yes.
I said many swears, and if you are in my Discord server, then the swears and other things will definitely pop up quite a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I love how Lillian is just standing back there, like, amongst everyone else. We also had Wynn join our party. Things had gotten very chaotic, demons had overtaken the tower, but we seem to have actually restored order, which is good.
Yeah.
So, to kick things off, Cullen. I think he has some opinions.
When doesn't
still
he?
alive, but the Circle's future still remains to be seen.
Okay, that's fine, I guess.
It's over. Thank them.
Whoops, I muted him by mistake.
I mean, I can't rightly blame you.
Oh, lordy. Oh, the Doors may be the best people to go to, except I hate them.
Wow.
Okay.
Letting your prejudice show on stream, huh?
I hate them.
didn't think it was possible.
Uh,
I thought we'd all died.
For the record,
Sure,
since
you need
YouTube
supplies
likes to
and
make
stuff,
a
don't
mountain
you?
out of a molehill, we need fictional dwarves.
Yeah. If that has to be said, then I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So let me know again if the game audio sounds okay versus the spoken audio with me. It sounds fairly loud to me, and so I'm like paranoid at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. Give it a quick listen.
Well,
It's sounding good on my end. People in chat, do we sound
Okay.
like we're coming in all right? Like, fairly balanced volume with the game? Hey. Alex is confirming we sound good.
all right. Although they might be biased.
Maybe a smidge. Alright, Jared says we're all good.
Just selling a gold ring because I am. Yeah. Anyway.
So, Dawn asks if we're done with pre-streams.
Well, for the moment, I don't think that there would be a way for me to be able to stream with YouTube and have it be, I have wolf pelts? Anyway, for me to be able to not have it be recorded and go up on YouTube, because I'm not choosing when it records, when it goes directly into YouTube. It just all gets saved as part of the same file. So pre-streams are probably not going to be a thing anymore, but if I ever have to do a stream where I don't want it to necessarily be recorded and immediately put on YouTube, I will probably do that on Twitch.
Yeah.
I have a fuckload of money. So let's see.
And as always, Alex feels called out.
Huh? Oh, for being biased?
Yeah.
Alright. Hey, Gregor.
My men have scouted the tower. It's a mess, but the abominations are gone.
Yes.
You are very thorough. I'm impressed.
You're very thorough. I am quite impressive, yes. Okay.
Yes.
The circle will be back to normal in no time.
In no time? Doubtful. But it doesn't hurt to be optimistic sometimes. I shan't keep you then. Farewell.
Alright, thanks. Okay, so let's see. One of the first people that we should probably talk to would be Wynne.
Irving told me about how you became a Grey Warden, and that unpleasant incident that occurred prior to your departure from the Circle.
Huh. I still wish it hadn't turned out the way it did.
That's not something either of us can alter. So, it is best to put it behind you. But that aside, you're a Grey Warden now, and perhaps I presume too much by saying this, but the Circle is proud of you.
Can I help you, Kat? Is there some reason you jumped all the way up there?
Because
Thanks.
your attention was not directed at them.
That's true. I am grateful that I can use my gift for something good.
You are a true child of the Circle. Raw power tempered with learning, wisdom, and the desire to serve others. Sometimes it gives me comfort to think that everything will end up the way it's supposed to. That it will be all right. You were chosen. You survived the joining when others did not. Perhaps it was meant to be.
Wynne approves, +2. Yeah, there's gonna be quite a bit of approval to catch up with her.
Yeah. Also, you take care, Alex.
Yeah. Sorry I didn't get it before you left, but hi, thank you. Bye.
Yeah.
I must ask, what does
What a
being
beam.
the Grey Warden mean to you?
You're asking me this right after we have slogged through the blood and guts and gore of the demon-possessed, tower. Okay. Well, none of these are quite accurate.
I mean, to be fair, Dragon Age is one of those games where you can never really fully play as yourself. You can only sort of guesstimate in the moment, like what would be the closest, and usually even then, it's sort of, unfortunately, a far stretch from what you'd really like to say.
Possibly, but I will say that Dragon Age Origins usually gives you quite a few more dialogue options. The later installments in the series, because they have a voiced protagonist, they will have fewer options to actually reply with, and it's not nearly so dynamic. So there's actually more chances to roleplay with this, but even so, there's only so many choices that you can have in a linear game anyway. And I kind of appreciate that anyway.
Oh yeah, it's one of the trade-offs that come with introducing voice acting into RPGs. But because with RPGs, like usually, especially the earlier ones, like the sky was the limit. Especially with like say the Ultima, like the early installments of the Ultima series, there was so much flexibility in how you could approach everything.
Yes.
And especially with the earlier ones that had little to no text, which were like one of the ones say like the first Legend of Zelda and things like that, where it wasn't as much a matter of role playing so much as it was just flexibility and ability to approach things however you wanted. And while you better stop me right here because I'm about to go into another whole
I apologize.
spiel.
I appreciate that you want to talk. However, I do want to answer Win. So it's fine. You have valid opinions, but this is my stream, okay?
Yeah. In case the audience hasn't guessed by now, I like to talk.
A lot. Okay. I guess the closest one would be, it means I've been chosen to do something important.
There's that, of course. But there's more to being a Grey Warden than killing Darkspawn and saving the world from the Blight. Ultimately, being a Grey Warden is about serving others. About serving all people, whether elves or dwarves or men.
Fuck the Kunari, though. Okay. You mean to say I serve as a protector?
As a Grey Warden, you are a guardian of men.
Fuck
and
women.
You guard them because their continued existence is more important than you are. Thus
Wow.
it is you who serves, not they.
Like, you are the guardian of men. And of course, they are more important than you are. Like, wow! Thanks, Win! I love the misogyny. I know.
You know what's funny? Like, because you and I are in the Discord call right now, and I unfortunately don't have a direct access to the stream except through YouTube. I keep the stream muted, so all of a sudden I'm waiting for the next thing to come up because there's a slight delay, and all of a sudden I hear you go, "Fuck women."
Oh God, I need to stop swearing.
Yeah.
We both need to stop swearing. It's so hard to stop swearing when you're used to swearing.
Yeah, again, another thing Laura and I have in common is we can get salty. We like to talk, and we do it while very salty.
Anyway, I will keep that in mind.
A good king, a true king who cares for his land, uses his power
Jesus,
to rule
Win,
firmly
shut
and
up.
fairly. He serves his people first.
Speaking of people who like to talk,
the king who
I
does
mean,
not do this,
again.
who believes that he is entitled to his power, who abuses it and uses it for his own means, is a tyrant.
okay. I don't want power. I've never wanted it.
If you live apart from others, and your actions affect only you, then you may do as you wish. But if you have power, influence, and strength, your every action will be as a drop of water in a clear, still pond. The drop causes ripples, and ripples spread. Think of how far they will go, how wide they will become, how will they affect the pond. But I've lectured enough for today.
You think?
I should stop before I wear out my welcome.
Just maybe. Now, I love Win. I do actually love her. She is a delight, and I love her storyline as a whole. But, oh my goodness, she cannot stop yakking.
I mean, I hate to point out the trope of casters, but they have a tendency to not shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Is there something you need?
Oh, no, I can ask you a question, is that? Okay. Why didn't you want to stay at the tower?
The Circle is in good hands. Irving knows what to do, and he doesn't need me underfoot. For now, I will support those that battle the Darkspawn. I do feel I left things unfinished in Ostagar. There is so much left to do, and I would be part of it.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad for your company.
The Grey Wardens, all 2 of you, need all the help you can get. I will see this through to the bitter end, and after that, if I am still left standing, then I will return to the Circle.
The bitter end, huh? Alright, I'm sure you will be able to return, if you so choose.
Perhaps.
Perhaps, she says. Alright. So I got some approval ranked up there. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, I'm saving because just in case I choose a dialogue option that I am not happy with.
Yeah,
Yes?
like, especially with RPGs, I live by the policy that Control S is your friend.
Something like that. What do you know of this place?
Next to nothing, I'm afraid. Perhaps there is little to know about this place, or I simply have not discovered its secrets yet.
It's the Circle Tower! We just chased out a whole bunch of abominations and demons. Mages going haywire. Everything bad. You were in the Fade with me. What do you
Nah, but
mean
that
you
was like
know?
5 minutes ago. Just
What?
old news.
What do you mean? You've got next to nothing to say about it. Oh my god.
I feel like this is the equivalent of people who have seen some stuff, like, in, like, social media and stuff, and they want to speak up, but they also don't want to conjure the perfect storm that is the dumpster fire that is everyone chiming in with their opinion TM.
Yeah. Alright, so I believe this is going to be an interesting conversation. I think.
At your service.
Oh, okay. I haven't actually discussed certain things. Alright, I'd like to discuss something private.
Well, we're not exactly alone. What did you have in mind?
Ah, okay. Never mind.
Fair enough. Off we go then.
And you can actually get him into a conversation alone without other companions. But alright, so I guess he's fine here. I guess what I'm waiting for is for there are some conversations that I've yet to trip up. Anyway.
As you desire.
Let's see. Let's go to the Lake Callanhead docks. Why not? In the dumbest way possible. Because I want to trigger a cutscene, you see. There we are, cutscene.
I bring word, sire. There are demands from the Banorn that you step down from the Regency. They are said to be gathering their forces.
Hi, Tim Curry.
As are your allies. It appears it will be civil war after all, despite the Darkspawn. Pity. I also have an interesting report. There seem to be Grey Wardens who survived Ostagar. How, I don't know. But they will act against you. I have arranged for a solution, with your leave.
The Antivan Crows send their regards. An assassin?
Against Grey Wardens, we will need the very best, sire.
And the most expensive.
Just get it done.
He doesn't seem to like that decision. Let's see.
Can't believe Tim Curry is backing Spoonie's dictatorial regime.
Would you?
Look, I can't unsee it, alright?
The point, we could all be figments of someone else's imagination. Players in a play. Exactly. You are
And yes, Brian, that was in fact Tim Curry.
all a dream. But whose dream? And for whose amusement? Some being of cosmic power. Sublime, enlightened beings. Cosmic power? What, you're serious? They thought of all this grit, all the war. They bloody thought of boils. I got a boil the size of your nose on my big toe, and some beings are enjoying this. Disturbed, sick bastards, if you ask me. Ahem. I still maintain more enlightened than that. If I ever come across one of them, I'll give them a one for.
Will you? Alright, let's see.
Also, you joke, Jared, but I think you're more right than even you know.
I mean, wait, hey, no. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, they're archived, Don.
Hmm.
Take this. You earned it.
Oh, 10 bundles of deep what? Oh, okay.
Good to see you again.
Okay. You took my deep mushrooms? That's not what
Well,
I wanted.
You took my deep mushrooms.
You terrible person.
Man, streaming on YouTube is fun.
How about you go eat a hot dog?
I mean, I just bought some, so...
Go eat them. Stuff them down your throat and choke on them.
I think I'll spare your audience the annoyance that is the unnaturally loud venting fan of my microwave.
I'm going to travel back up to my special point up here. Oh, would you look at that? There seems to be some sort of event happening.
Color me thunderstruck.
I wonder...
Oh, thank the Maker. We need help. They attacked the wagon. Please help us. Follow me. I'll take you to them.
Okay. Of course, I still have time to pause and pick up some elf fruit. Oh. Oh, hi. Oh, she's a magic user. Okay. Alright, well, first, you guys get to enjoy that.
Also, I love how during the cutscene, the environment was more blurry than the character models.
That'll happen sometimes.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. You can have one of those. Oh, I've been frozen.
She was frozen today!
You can
Again.
stop. Let's see. Alright.
You're welcome, Jared.
I'm just murdering these motherfuckers.
Don't you mean those mother flippers?
Those mother flippers, yes.
This is gonna take some getting used to.
Yeah. What? Where? Oh, okay. Are we done? The elven assassin is wounded and unconscious, but alive. Also, could you hear me okay through all of that? Because there was some heavier music there. Anyway, is unconscious but alive. You could tie him up and talk to him if you wished. I love that his arm is just like fucking drifting in space. Excuse me!
Again!
Is just drifting in space.
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay.
Heck.
Wake him up and talk to him.
Oh, what? I rather thought I would wake up dead, or not wake up at all, as the case may be. But I see you haven't killed me yet.
I have some questions.
Ah, so I'm to be interrogated. Let me save you some time. My name is Zevran. Zev to my friends. I am a member of the Antivan Crows, brought here for the sole purpose of slaying any surviving Grey Wardens, which I have failed at, sadly.
Clearly. What are the Antivan Crows?
I can tell you that. They are an order of assassins out of Antiva. Very powerful and renowned for always getting the job done, so to speak. Someone went to great expense to hire this man.
Quite right. I'm surprised you haven't heard much of the Crows out here. Back where I come from, we're rather infamous.
Well, I'm also a sheltered circle mage who hasn't even really learned much about the land that I live in, much less other lands, but I suppose you have a point. I should know all famous organizations throughout the world, despite having literally been kept under lock and key for the majority of my life. That's fine.
Yeah, semantics.
This guy's hot. Who is he?
You know... I feel like Dawn just shows up to these streams for one reason at this point.
Yes, anyway.
For blonde RPG dudes.
You came all the way from Antiva?
Not precisely. I was in the neighborhood when the offer came. The Crows get around, you see.
I see. Who hired you to kill me?
A rather taciturn fellow in the capital. Logan, I think his name was. Yes, that's it.
Does that mean you're loyal to Logain?
I have no idea what his issues are with you. The usual, I imagine. You threaten his power, yes? Beyond that, no, I am not loyal to him. I was contracted to perform a service.
And now that you've failed that service?
Oh, well, that's between Logain and the Crows, and between the Crows and myself.
Your arms are not tied up, despite what was implied. And between you and me?
Isn't that what we're establishing now?
When were you going to see him next?
I wasn't. If I had succeeded, I would have returned home and the Crows would have informed your Logain of the results, if he didn't already know. If I had failed, I would be dead, or I should be, at least as far as the Crows are concerned. No need to see Logain then.
If you had failed?
What can I say, huh? I am an eternal optimist. Although the chances of succeeding at this point seem a bit slim, don't they? No, I don't suppose you'd find that funny, would you?
How much were you paid?
I wasn't paid anything. The Crows, however, were paid quite handsomely, or so I understand. Which does make me about as poor as a Chantry mouse, come to think of it. Being an Antivan Crow isn't for the ambitious, to be perfectly honest.
Then why are you one?
Well, aside from a distinct lack of ambition, I suppose it's because I wasn't given much of a choice. The Crows bought me young. I was a bargain, too, or so I'm led to believe. But don't let my sad story influence you. The Crows aren't so bad. They keep one well supplied. Wine, women, men, whatever you happen to fancy. Though the whole severance package is garbage, let me tell you. If you're considering joining, I'd really think twice about it.
You're really selling me on the Antivan Crows, buddy. Thanks. I'll take that under advisement.
You seem like a bright girl. I'm sure you have other options.
Why are you telling me all this?
Why not? I wasn't paid for silence. Not that I offered it for sale, precisely.
Aren't you at least loyal to your employers?
Loyalty is an interesting concept. If you wish, and you're done interrogating me, we can discuss it further.
I'm listening. Make it quick.
Well, here's the thing. I failed to kill you, so my life is forfeit. That's how it works. If you don't kill me, the crows will. Thing is, I like living. And you obviously are the sort to give the crows pause. So let me serve you instead.
I love how Evelyn just keeps crossing her arms at everything that he says. She's like, uh-huh.
It's like, yeah, get to the point, you Antonio Banderas sounding loser.
You only know that because I've shown you this part of the game before. Because you can't hear it right now.
Well, I've been turning on and off just to get a hint of it. I mean, Dawn admittedly piqued my curiosity.
Uh-huh.
I will say, Dawn, it is unfair to assume you're just here for the guys. You have a taste for blonde guys and purple biscuits.
Can I expect the same amount of loyalty from you?
I happen to be a very loyal person. Up until the point where someone expects me to die for failing. That's not a fault, really, is it? I mean, unless you're the sort who would do the same thing, in which case I don't come very well recommended, I suppose.
And what's to stop you from finishing the job later?
To be completely honest, I was never given much of a choice regarding joining the Crows. They bought me on the slave market when I was a child.
So you said.
I think I paid my worth back to them plus tenfold. The only way out, however, is to sign up with someone they can't touch. Even if I did kill you now, they might just kill me on principle for failing the first time. Honestly, I'd rather take my chances with you.
Won't they come after you?
Possibly. I happen to know their wily ways, however. I can protect myself as well as you. Not that you seem to need much help. And if not, well, it's not as if I had many alternatives to start with, is it?
You must think I'm royally stupid.
I think you're royally tough to kill, and utterly gorgeous. And not that I think you'll respond to simple flattery, but there are worse things in life than serving the whims of a deadly sex goddess.
Sorry. Also, I love you guys in the audience.
Can we just agree to call Morgan Purple Biscuits for the rest of the stream?
Oh, Lord. What do you want in return?
Well, let's see. Being allowed to live would be nice, and would make me marginally more useful to you. And somewhere down the line, if you should decide that you no longer have need of me, then I go on my way. Until then, I am yours. Is that fair?
Very well. I accept your offer.
What? You're taking the assassin with us now? Does that really seem like a good idea?
I mean, he raises a good point, but don't worry about it. We could use him.
Alright, I see your point. Still, if there was a sign we were desperate, I think it just knocked on the door and said hello.
Welcome, Zevran. Having an Antivan Crow join us sounds like a fine plan.
Oh, you are another companion to be, then? I wasn't aware such loveliness existed amongst adventurers, surely.
Hi, Mel.
I was about to say, welcome to the
pledge my oath
chaos.
of loyalty to you until such a time as you choose to release me from it. I am your man, without reservation. This I swear.
Alright. So we never tied him up. Anyway, so now we have Zevran. Alistair disapproves. Zevran disapproves. Wow, okay. Liliana, are you... What happened?
Don't even worry about it. Also, I love how the cow just looks like a marble statue with jelly smeared all over it.
Liliana, are you okay? What
Are
happened?
any of them?
She just decided to take a fucking nap, I guess.
Don't you mean a flipping nap?
No.
I mean, we're far enough into the stream that we're probably fine, but...
Oh, she's up now. Did you enjoy your nap? Sprawl on the floor. Did you swoon because of Zevran?
I spare your life. They disapprove. Zevran, clearly the star scream of Dragon Age.
Well, I can always get his approval back up. I have my ways. Alright, that's...
You're not even wrong, Don.
I mean, you're not wrong. Alright, let's see. Was there anything I wanted to drop off here? Oh, I wanted to sell that, I think. Okay.
Isn't this the area where they have that egregious DLC moment?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm not sure if I can talk about it without getting into spoiler territory, but like the really immersion breaking one, isn't that in this area?
Oh, this whole thing was that quest. That's the thing.
Oh, okay.
This whole area was if you were in... Lord. Anyway, if you were in the area, like if you enter your camp for the first time, they actually... I think that's something. They show up in the camp and do something completely immersion breaking, yes.
What can I do for you, Warden? Certainly.
Yeah. Certainly.
Bye.
Bye.
And we're very happy to have you, Mel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. There are definitely some things that I wanted to sell. I'm sure this is the glory of my streams that you wanted to come and join me for. And sell that. Okay. So, the next fun thing is going to camp. In war, victory. In peace, vigilance. In death,
Light.
sacrifice.
How will you end it?
Hi, Sten.
Where are we, Northern Ireland?
We have to fight the Archdemon.
Is that all? It is surrounded by an ocean of darkspawn. How will you reach it? If you reach it, how will you slay it? You say you are a Grey Warden. I have heard stories of this order.
What have you heard?
Great strategists and peerless warriors. That is what we hear of the Wardens. So far, I am not impressed.
Excuse-moi? Aw, I appreciate that, Mel, a lot.
Yeah.
That actually means a lot, thank you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, by the way, people, go check out Mel's channel. She does amazing stuff.
I'm not here to impress you.
Evidently not. It remains only to see what you are here for.
But he approves! That's the great thing about this, though, is literally, he's like, evidently not. I guess we will see what you are here for. Oh, thumb! What, no,
No, I'm sorry. I can't get over the fact that you agreed to that.
Of course I did! Morrigan.
Something about the thumb.
Oh, thumb!
And then we have purple biscuits here.
Would you? Alright.
I mean, the purple is all that's covering up her biscuits at this point.
I'm not gonna dignify that with a response. I'm not gonna bother listening to you anymore.
Uh,
You're a terrible person.
Well,
Who I
yes,
can't-
that's no news to anyone.
Who I can't describe more accurately.
Also, yes, Mel, we stand Thumb.
I mean, I guess. Griffin insisted to call it Thumb. Alright. So let's save there. Actually, let's save camp. There we go. And I'm also going to do a thing, because I just got him in here.
Amen, Jared.
I shall
Can we
treasure
get a
it.
like for
Thank
Thumb
you.
2020?
Okay, I have put him on the positive side of the spectrum there. All right, where is Zevran is over here. So I'm going to save now that I have no longer negative approval with Zevran.
Here I am.
Care to answer some questions?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
What does it take to become an assassin?
Well, the Crows would have you believe that it is an involved process that takes years of training. The sort that tests both your resolve and your endurance. Survive that process and maybe, just maybe, you're good enough to start being considered one of them. But quite frankly, the truth is that all it requires is a desire to kill people for a living. It's surprising how well one can do in such a
mean...
And here's the thing though, Mel, you say he will create a legacy, but that's just it. As a matter of fact, at the end of this game, because you're gonna have the dog with you until the end of the game, the dog is actually implied to be turned into breeding for all sorts of puppies, because everyone's like, this is the Grey Warden's Mabari, and we want strong Mabari breeds with this particular puppy, so literally Thumb becomes a stud.
The legacy of Thumb goes on.
The legacy of Thumb!
Rated R starts Friday.
It doesn't take any special skill?
I don't know about that. It's simply a slightly different skill set from your average killer, as I see it. An assassin simply specializes in striking from stealth, and in maximizing that first attack to be as lethal as possible. Debilitate your foe, either by poison or by crippling their limbs, makes any follow-up combat you need to engage in that much simpler.
That sounds like it could be useful.
See? Getting paid for the act is beside the point. An assassin is more a tactical choice than a lifestyle. Of course, the Crows like to pretend that their abilities are trade secrets, shrouded in shadows and wrapped in a ball of mystery.
Mel,
So
you
let's
are a
just keep
treasure.
this
I want you to
between
know
and me,
that.
shall we?
Okay.
Here I am.
Care to answer some questions?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Why did you want to leave the Crows exactly?
Well now, I imagine that's a very fair question. Being an assassin, after all, is a living, at least as far as such things go. I was simply never given the opportunity to choose another way. So, if that choice presents itself, why should I not seize upon it?
I love you, Mel. Alright.
Yes, we all do.
What would you rather do?
Now that you mention it, I am not entirely certain. I was but a boy of 7 when I was purchased. For 3 sovereigns, I'm told. Which is a good price, considering I was all ribs and bone and didn't know the pommel of a dagger from the pointy end. The Crows buy all their assassins that way. Buy them young, raise them to know nothing else but murder. And if you do poorly in your training, you die.
That sounds awful.
Oh, I don't know about that. The Crows who are actually good enough to survive come to enjoy some of the benefits. In Antiva, being a Crow gets you respect, gets you wealth, gets you women, and men, or whatever it is you might fancy. But that does not mean doing what is expected of you always. And it means being expendable. It's a cage, if a gilded cage. Pretty, but confining.
So, by the way, Zevran is romanceable. And so Alistair and Morrigan are romanceable, but strictly in terms of hetero relationships. Liliana and Zevran are both romanceable, but they can be by either gender presented in game.
Hint, hint, Dawn.
And honestly, he actually has a wonderful romance. How many times have I played this game?
Too high to count.
Not exactly. All the way to completion, probably actually about 5 or 6 times. So, what is it you fancy exactly?
I fancy many things. I fancy things that are beautiful and things that are strong. I fancy things that are dangerous and exciting. Would you be offended if I said I fancied you?
Not at all.
This is good to know. As for what I'll do in the future, presuming that there is one, I truly can't imagine. It might be interesting to go into business for myself, for a change. Far away from Antiva, of course. For now, naturally, I go where you go.
I mean, eventually the romances will call you out if you're romancing more than one of them.
I think one of the best examples of that is in the Persona series. I think the one that comes to mind is Persona 5, where if you try to romance everyone, near the end of the game, like, they will all gather and beat the ever-living crap out of you.
Yeah, that sounds about right. He's a bicon. He is a delight, and I do love him. And I love his romance. It is heartbreaking and awesome. Anyway, I'm happy to have you along.
And here I am, happy to be had. Isn't it wonderful how things work out that way? Come now, enough chit-chat. Talking about the crows summons them, you know. Any Antivan fishwife could tell you so.
I mean, plus 12. Neutral. Anyway, I mean, if you play the game, you can have them, that you can date them all in time. What?
It's like, the message popped up on your screen, "This is unfair, I want everyone to date me," and then you said, "Ooh, plus 12. I don't think there are that many romances in the game.
Well, no, that just means that Dawn got plus 12 approval from me.
Plus 12 boyfriends and girlfriends.
Partners. Oh, he has now changed his default response. Care to answer some questions?
All right, but I get to stare at you luridly while you do so.
Oh yeah, I've accidentally triggered the romance with him.
Accidentally, she says.
Do you actually enjoy being an assassin?
And why not? There are many things to enjoy about being a crow in Antiva. You're respected, you're feared, the authorities go out of their way to overlook your trespasses, even the rewards are nothing to turn your nose up at. As for the killing part, well, some people simply need assassinating. Or do you disagree?
No, you're probably right.
I often find myself the instrument of fate, ending these lives for one necessity or another. I console myself with the notion that most of them had it coming. As far as enjoying the act of killing itself, why not? There is a certain artistry to the deed, the pleasure of sinking your blade into their flesh and knowing that their life is in your hands.
Well, okay, the actual role-playing answer here is, I take no pleasure in killing.
It is not pleasure, per se, nothing sexual. It is more a sense of satisfaction, a feeling of power. Does that make sense? No matter. There are many things I did not enjoy about being a crow, of course. Having no choice, being treated as an expendable commodity, the rules, oh, so many rules. But simply being an assassin, I like it just fine. I will continue to do it if I can, even if I am not a crow. Honestly, could you picture me doing something else?
Handsome elf like you? I can think of a few things.
I mean professionally. Or maybe you mean professionally as well. Perhaps you intend to peddle my services to bored Ferelden noblewomen. It is an interesting thought, but I've always removed my clothes strictly on an amateur basis. A talented amateur, of course, but an amateur nonetheless. Of course, all these thoughts are moot. Chances are still good that you and I will perish, eaten by darkspawn or slain by the crows at some point. Very gruesomely, I imagine. But it is pleasant enough to chat about. Come, let's move on while our boots still have some wear in them.
He approves +1. I imagine I could have gotten more approval there if I had been like, no, I think I understand. But Evelyn she is taller than him. She is taller.
Yep. Also, Mel, are you referring to Zevran or Thumb? Because Zevran I can understand, but...
Oh, look at what your fool dog placed in my pack. A putrid, half-eaten hare is not.
It's like, wow, Zevran, I like your
woman
Ricardo
wants to find
cosplay.
in her unmentionables.
Oh, hi, it's Mel. It's a thought that counts. He means well.
Dirty mongrel can have this back. There. And tell him not to do it again.
You heard the lady.
I don't want it, you worthless fur bag.
I don't think Mel would actually be this mean to Thumb, though.
Well, quite the opposite. She seems to be quite taken with him.
Oh, yes. That dog is too smart for his own good.
He is certainly manipulative, I can tell. I do it too.
I love it.
I love how the common trend among like all the people we know is that they refuse to acknowledge just how pretty they are.
Your dog is filthy. I can smell him 50 yards off.
What a mean way to talk about my dog.
It seems to be a common trend.
Good. He will fell our enemies with his stench.
That may be so, but all the same, I would like your permission to bathe him.
That's another quote. Why is everyone crapping on Thumb?
Go ahead. He is getting a little rank.
Excellent. I will get my soaps, and the dog shall have his bath after supper.
It's a bath, you baby! Oh, I love this one.
Please.
I love that there's an option here. Back away slowly. Let's just watch Sten and Thumb.
Look at this meeting of the minds.
You are a true warrior and worthy of respect.
You're actually not wrong, given that last line there. Sten says, you are a true warrior and worthy of respect.
There you go.
Thumb digs furiously at the ground, in the ground at your feet. Trying to find a way through the earth, are we? Happy bark. He goes back to digging. It's going to take some time, you know. He continues digging. Well, good luck with that then. Thumb ignores you and keeps digging.
This man on a mission.
What a good puppy. I love this dog. I love him.
The best of digits.
He wags his tail happily. Pet Thumb! He rolls around happily on his back. The game actually gives you every opportunity to pet the dog. Thumb rolls around on his back happily.
Yours is the thumb that will pierce the heavens.
Yeah, petting! I love it.
We got regular lesser dog situation here.
Keep petting the thumb!
Yes?
Uh...
Well, here I am.
Let's just move on. Okay, so, now that I have recruited Zevran,
At your service.
I have some questions.
Of course.
Okay. Tell me about the Grey Wardens.
Such as they are.
Where are the nearest Grey Wardens from here?
That's a good question. There's plenty in Orlais, but who knows where they might be found. And the nearest Orlesian city is weeks away. If we go north and cross the sea, there's bound to be some in the Free Marches. Again, however, I just don't know where. I don't know anything about Grey Wardens in other lands.
Is there a headquarters somewhere?
Here in Ferelden, there's our compound in Denerim at the palace, but that's it. Loghain will have control over that and be watching it, no doubt. Beyond that, the only place I know of is Weishaupt Fortress. That's the headquarters of all Grey Wardens in the Anderfelds, 1,000 miles from here. But I've no idea how to even contact them. So unless we try to get back to the compound in Denerim, I suppose the answer is no. There's nowhere for us to go.
So, what happens now that there's just the two of us?
I imagine that eventually the Grey Wardens outside of Ferelden will wonder what's happened. Why there's no contact from Duncan. They'll send someone eventually. Though who knows what Loghain's people in Denerim will tell them. Maybe they won't send anyone. We could try to contact them. But that would mean leaving Ferelden, and even if we did, they couldn't come back with us in time to stop the Blight. So that means whatever happens, it's up to us.
Will we need to start rebuilding the Order?
I mean, eventually we would have to use the joining to make more Grey Wardens, right? But I don't know how to do the joining, or what's involved. I know it involves lyrium and some other magic, and that it's really difficult to prepare, but that's it. Unless we can find out more about the joining, I guess we better get used to the idea that there might only be two of us for now. Until more come from elsewhere.
I've no more questions.
About the Grey Wardens, anyhow. Fair enough. At your service.
I have some questions.
Of course.
So, how did you become a Grey Warden?
Same way you did. You drink some blood, you choke on it, and pass out. You haven't forgotten already, have you?
Haha, very funny.
I do my best. What can I say? Let's see, I was in the Chantry before. I trained for many years to become a Templar, in fact. That's where I learned most of my skills.
So you mentioned before.
It's really for the best. I'm not exactly the Chantry type, if you haven't noticed. I don't think I would have made a very good Templar. The Grand Cleric didn't want to let me go. Duncan was forced to conscript me, actually, and was she ever furious when he did. I thought she was going to have us both arrested. I was lucky.
Why did the Grand Cleric want to keep you?
I wondered that myself. It's not as if she valued me highly. I think she just didn't want to give anything to the Grey Wardens, is all. The Chantry didn't lose much. And I think I can do more fighting the Blight anyhow, rather than sitting in a temple somewhere. I'll always be thankful to Duncan for recruiting me. If it hadn't been for him, you know, I wouldn't have.
He was a good man.
He was. A good man who didn't deserve his fate. That much I'm sure of. Come on, let's go. I think I'm done talking.
Alistair approves +1. I mean, it's approval. So, let's see.
At your service.
I have some questions.
Of course.
Why have you remained a Templar if you hate the Chantry?
Have you seen the uniform? It's not only stylish, but well made. I'm a sucker for good tailoring.
In that case, you should have become a mage.
Oh, you aren't kidding. I think the Templar uniforms are as colorful as they are just so the Templars didn't feel dull in comparison. Last thing you want when you're about to take down some Maleficar out in the woods is to have him point and laugh at your taste in clothing, am I right?
Seems like that might happen, well, that's a bit mean, but I forget if that's actually mean or if he takes that in stride.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing you saved.
Yeah, I suppose. Seems like that might happen anyway.
Oh, ow, ow. Stab wounds to the pride are the worst. You don't really want to know about my being a Templar, do you? It's really quite boring.
Then make up something more exciting.
You know, I like the way you think. But I guess if you're really curious, there's no harm in obliging. I have a couple of interesting looking models I can show you later too, if you're interested.
Excuse you.
The truth of the matter is that I did hate going to the monastery. The initiates from poor families thought I put on airs, while the noble ones called me a bastard and ignored me. I felt like Al Eamon had cast me off, unwanted, and I was determined to be bitter. But I took some solace in the training itself, I guess. I was actually quite good at it.
I think I understand.
Using the abilities I have came after years of education and discipline that was difficult to achieve, if rewarding. The sword training and religious doctrine all came later. I never really felt at home anywhere, though, until I joined the Grey Wardens. And Duncan felt my Templar abilities might be useful when we encountered Darkspawn magic, so I kept it up. What about you? Do you have anywhere you consider home?
I guess my home is with the Grey Wardens now. With you.
Really? I guess I like the sound of that. We won't always be traveling like this, you know. Once the war is over, once the Blight is... well, a time will come when we'll have to think about having a real home again. Though that seems like a far ways off. And I suppose the Grey Wardens are gone for good. Either way.
They can be rebuilt.
I suppose you're right. We can create new Grey Wardens, but we'll never get back those we lost. I wonder if it would ever feel the same. Anyhow, now I've sidetracked us. We'd better get back to what we're supposed to be doing right now.
Alistair approves +5.
I mean...
Alright. Well... I'm pleased with that outcome.
Yeah.
And I like that Evelyn can fucking tease him. Just a little bit.
God.
At your service.
Let's see. I'm trying to trigger a very specific thing.
Right.
What changes about you after the joining?
You mean other than becoming a Grey Warden?
You've been a Grey Warden longer than I have.
You know, I asked Duncan this too, and all I got was, "You'll see."
He wouldn't tell you?
Oh, it's not that Duncan wants to keep it a secret, it's just that the Grey Wardens don't discuss it much. I gather it's not a pleasant topic. The first change I noticed was an increase in appetite. I used to get up in the middle of the night and raid the castle larder. I thought I was starving. I'd slurp down every dinner like it was my last. My face all covered in gravy. When I'd look up, the other Grey Wardens would stare, then laugh themselves to tears.
I haven't felt anything like that.
Really? Because I was watching you wolf down food the other day, and I thought, ooh, it's a good thing she gets a lot of exercise.
Hey! I suppose that's fair after what I just said to you. What can I say? I'm a growing girl.
I'll say. I didn't mean it like that. No, don't hit me. I bruise easily. Oh, and then there were the nightmares. Duncan said it was part of how we sense the Darkspawn. We tap into their, well, I don't know what you call it, their group mind. And when we sleep, it's even worse. You learn to block it out after a while, but at first it's hard. It's supposed to be worse for those who join during a blight. How is it for you?
Okay, but you're not wrong. This basically is a dating sim that's interspersed with action sequences. But
yeah,
yeah.
It's
I love this game, but dating sim is definitely part of it.
It's dating sim meets 300.
Nightmares. Yes, I know what you mean.
Some people never have much trouble, but that's rare. Others have trouble sleeping their entire life. They're just more sensitive, I suppose. Everyone ends up the same, though. Once you reach a certain age, the real nightmares come. That's how a Grey Warden knows his time has come.
His time has come?
Oh, that's right. We never had time to tell you that part, did we? Well, in addition to all the other wonderful things about being a Grey Warden, you don't need to worry about dying from old age. You've got 30 years to live, give or take. But
Great!
it's a death sentence. Ultimately, your body won't be able to take it. When the time comes, most Grey Wardens go to Orzammar and die in battle rather than waiting. It's tradition.
300 is a movie that came out quite a while ago that is based on a very, I don't know how true it is, but a story of about 300 Spartans fighting against a huge Persian army, I guess. And the movie is its own aesthetic.
It's very over the top. It's gladiator porn, both literally and figuratively.
It's testosterone bottled and made into a movie.
Yeah.
Why Orzammar?
You'll always find Darkspawn down where the dwarves are. The oldest Grey Wardens head to the deep roads for one last glorious battle. Not that there's a shortage of Darkspawn during a blight, but that's the tradition. The dwarves respect us for it. And you wondered why we kept the joining a secret from the new recruits. There you have it.
I never wondered that. I understand.
You know, Duncan, he started having the nightmares again. He told me that in private. He said it wouldn't be long before he'd go to Orzammar himself. I guess he got what he wanted. I just wish it had been something worthy of him.
He will be remembered, Alistair. As will the others.
You know, ending the blight should make this all worthwhile, right?
Alistair approves. So, yeah, his approval is definitely getting up there.
Mm-hmm.
At your service.
Let's see.
Of course.
What was it like to be a Grey Warden with all the others?
I didn't know them for very long. But I guess it was longer than you. You never met them all, did you? They were quite a group. Actually, they felt like an extended family, since we were all cut off from our former lives. We also laughed more than you'd think. There was this one time... Well, you probably don't want to hear stories about men you didn't know.
Weren't there any women? No, I'd like to hear about them.
There was one Grey Warden who came all the way from the Anderfells. What was his name? Gregor. He was a burly man with the biggest, fuzziest beard you've ever seen. And the man could drink. He drank all the time, but he never got drunk. Finally, we all made a pool to see just how many pints it would take to put him under the table.
Give the boy tacos, that'll up his approval.
I mean, it rarely fails.
Tacos is a very quick way to gain approval with people.
Absolutely.
Sounds like you had a lot of fun.
Sometimes. We were kin of a sort. All of us had gone through the joining, so we knew... Well, anyhow, it doesn't have to be deadly serious all the time. Anyhow, we never did find out. He said he'd drink a pint for every half pint that the rest of us drank. He was still going by the time the rest of us were passed out. I'm told that Duncan walked in later on and saw us all passed out from one end of the hall to the other, and Gregor still drinking. Duncan laughed until he nearly...
I'm sorry. This must be hard for you.
Yes, I suppose so. I thought I was done with this, but it just struck me that I have nothing to remember Duncan by, nothing at all. There's no body, not even a token of his that I could take with me. That must sound really stupid to you.
Not at all.
I just would have liked something of his to take with me, that's all. Well, there's no use in moaning about it, is there? He's gone. Let's just go.
And that actually opens up a quest line.
Hey.
Because there's actually a specific gift that you can eventually find him.
I'm wondering something.
Oh.
I'd like to know your thoughts about some of our traveling companions. Do you mind if I ask?
Here we go. Time for the juicy gossip, I take it.
I've got this nefarious plan to go around to each of them and secretly tell them all the nasty things you said. That way they'll mutiny and I shall become the group leader.
Very cute. So you know I'm laughing at you, not with you.
Ouch, now I'm wounded. Look at me, bleeding all over the place. You're just not very nice, are you? Seriously though, I'm only curious. I've had enough time to form my own opinions, and I just want to see if yours are any different.
Sounds like fun. Ask away.
Zevran, the elf. You can't trust him, can you? Do you believe his so-called vow?
Why? Are you jealous?
Maybe a little. That doesn't stop the question from being relevant.
Uh-huh. You're jealous. You're actually jealous.
Just answer the question. Oh, you're killing me here.
Maybe. We'll see.
That's a lot to put on a maybe, isn't it? He's an assassin. The crows aren't known for giving up. Maybe he's just biding his time.
Well, if he tries anything, then he'll die.
Well, at least you're considering the possibility. He just seems shifty to me.
Yeah?
What about Sten? The way he looks at me with those eyes. Creepy. And he's so quiet for someone so big.
I respect him.
The more I talk to him, the more reasonable he does seem. His philosophy is so strange. But it doesn't sound at all as vile as the Chantry describes it. And yet, he killed all those people. He doesn't even deny it. Doesn't that bother you?
He seems to regret what he did.
I'm not so sure that his regret means the same as it would for us. The Kunari sense of honor is a bit hard to grasp. For me, anyway. What about Liliana? Is she crazy? Or do you really believe in her vision?
I believe that she believes in her vision.
That's one way to put it. I don't know what to make of her. If you look at her when she doesn't see you, she just looks so sad. I almost feel guilty taking her away from her life.
It was her choice.
Yes, I know. Still, I feel badly for her. Morrigan, do you trust her? Think about it. Maybe Flemeth sent her with us for some other reason than she said.
You really don't like each other, do you?
Well, aside from the fact that she's a complete and utter bitch, no, I don't like her at all.
Alistair!
Why, do you?
Don't swear on my stream! I don't have to like her. She's useful. Or... Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one just to be neutral.
That's the most sensible thing I've heard out of you yet. Just remember that she's dangerous too, and evil, and mean. enough. I think my curiosity is sated. Let's get back to it, shall we?
You're shipping him with Morrigan? What about Evelyn?
What about Evelyn?
Excuse me? It is the canon OTP of this stream series. Do you need me to come out there and slap a child?
I think there are more than enough biscuits to go around.
Evelyn gets thumb.
Oh, God.
Unfortunately, Polly is not an option in the game unless you install a specific mod that allows for that.
Oh, God.
I can't stop Alistair from swearing. I mean, I really can't.
Look at this saucy bean.
Evelyn is the player, yes!
Da 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 da.
Okay. Anyway.
At your service.
Huh.
Of course.
Okay. Never mind. But
At your service.
I'd like to discuss something private.
Well, we're in camp. Now's as good a time as any to talk, right?
I love how nervous he sounds. Just like the, oh, I don't know where this is going. This is... I need to tell you how much I enjoy your company.
You know, I was just thinking the same thing. Given the circumstances, things could have been so much worse. I'm so grateful that you're you, instead of some other Grey Warden. That sounded better in my head. I just mean to say that I can't imagine having done this without you.
I feel the same way.
Now we just need to be rid of that pesky archdemon, and everything will be back to normal, right?
And he approves +4. So, again, I know I keep saving. I'm just trying to make sure that I don't fuck something up here. Dave was a jerk. No, Mel, you won't survive.
At your service.
It is foreboding.
Well, we're in camp.
God, that
Now's
reminds
as
me.
good a time as any to talk.
Did I ever tell you about
Fair enough. Off we go then.
the Kingdom Hearts drinking game my friends from back home came up with?
Anytime the words light or door or key are mentioned, you take a drink?
Yeah, that and a list of other, like, series-specific words.
Oh, you know what? I also just realized what's probably missing here. Alright. Hi, Alistair. Guess what? Alright, I try to do this all the authentic way, but you have to be stubborn, so...
I could get used to this, you know.
Aha! Alright, now he's been bumped up. Now he has been bumped up.
The rumor come out. Magic Lorelei confirmed his dirty hacker.
Maybe that's the point. Mel, please! Anyway.
Here, look at this. Do you know what this is?
Your new weapon of choice?
Yes, that's right. Watch as I thrash our enemies with the mighty power of floral arrangements. Feel my thorns, darkspawn. Ah! I will overpower you with my rosy scent. Or, you know, it could just be a rose. I know that's pretty dull in comparison.
You've been thumbing that flower for a while now.
I picked it in Lothering. I remember thinking, how could something so beautiful exist in a place with so much despair and ugliness? I probably should have left it alone, but I couldn't. The Darkspawn would come and their taint would just destroy it. So I've had it ever since.
That's a nice sentiment.
I thought that I might give it to you, actually. In a lot of ways, I think the same thing when I look at you.
I love the feeling a little thorny, are we? Is actually I love the response to that, but...
Yeah, also...
What?
So it's just like when Because of all the association we've built up with this personal playthrough, like when the line said, "We've been thumbing that flower for a long time," all I could picture is Alistair repeatedly shoving the flower into the dog's face. It's like, eat it, you little... Hide the evidence.
Quick, before I make a mistake and actually give it to her. Eat it! Eat it, you stupid dog!
Okay, can we headcanon that?
No. Anyway. Shush, calm yourself. Anyway. Thank you, Alistair. That's a lovely thought.
I'm glad you like it. I was just thinking, here I am doing all this complaining, and you haven't exactly been having a good time of it yourself. You've had none of the good experience of being a Grey Warden since your joining. Not a word of thanks or congratulations. It's all been death and fighting and tragedy. I thought maybe I could say something. Tell you what a rare and wonderful thing you are to find amidst all this darkness.
I love the options here are, so, are we married now? Alright. I feel the same way about you.
I'm glad you like it. Now, if we could move right on past this awkward, embarrassing stage and get right to the steamy bits, I'd appreciate it.
Sounds good. Off with the armor then.
Bluff called. Damn, she saw right through me.
You're so cute when you're bashful.
I'll be standing over here until the blushing stops, just to be safe. You know how it is.
I do know how it is. And, well, let's see. That puts him at 63 approval. And I did actually get an item out of that. I now have Alistair's rose. A beautiful rose with velvety petals of deep red. This was a gift from Alistair.
Feed it to the dog.
I'm sorry to make you feel something, Mel.
I was about to say, I think you've got her hooked on this.
Unfortunately, I can't. It's just an item that's now in my inventory, but it's a very sweet item.
Like, make it into a flower crown. Give it to Thumb as a collar.
Stop! I don't like you.
Oh, God. I mean, don't you know, Mel, it's my job to call people out, including myself.
Anyway, what's on your mind?
We have an opportunity that I believe we should take advantage of. To the point. My mother was once divested of a particular grimoire by a most annoying Templar hunter. It occurred long before I was born, but even today, Flemeth speaks of the loss with great rage. With the circle of magi in such disarray, it occurs to me that this might be the perfect time to recover the tome from their possession, for surely it eventually ended up in their hands.
What do you want with this grimoire exactly?
'Tis a book of spells, of the sort that Flemeth has dabbled with throughout her long life. Not the sort of thing that would benefit a mage such as yourself, perhaps, for you were taught a different path. I, however, was taught by my mother. I know a way around the wards my mother would have placed on such a tome. I know the language that she would have written it in. I would find such a tome most useful.
Useful in what way?
Useful in the way that it might increase my power. Useful in the way that I would become more useful to you. Does that not follow?
Of course it does. I think I already have the tome you're talking about.
What is this? The grimoire? Ever since we discovered the condition of the Mage's Tower, I had wondered if it might be recoverable, but I had yet to speak of it to you. How fortunate that you found it on your own. You have my thanks. I will begin study of the tome immediately.
You're welcome.
I do not intend to squander this opportunity to learn more than Flemeth wished me to know. This should be interesting.
Morgan approves +7.
Also, I love how Dawn's in the comments going, I thought Morgan was hot before it was cool. There's a Morgan-shaped hole in my Morgan-shaped heart. And yes, Dawn, it's my specialty to ruin romantic moments.
So, full of
I'm
questions,
aromantic.
are you?
It's what I do.
Have you ever been hunted by the Chantry?
My mother has been hunted from time to time, yes, by Templar fools like Alistair, which should tell you how successful they generally were. Flemeth made a bit of a game of it, in fact. The Templars would come again, and she would look at me and smile and say that the fun was to begin once more.
I feel sorry for the Templars.
They came with as much swagger and arrogance as they did self-righteousness. Pity them if you wish, for they held none for us. Flemeth would warn them once. 'Twas a warning they inevitably failed to heed. And then the true game began. Often Flemeth would use me as bait. A little girl to scream and run and lure the Templars deeper into the wilds and to their doom.
Flemeth used you as bait?
'Twas a game, and I a young girl. If I didn't get to play, I would have been very upset. Thankfully, the wilds is a vast place. Once they found us, Flemeth would simply move us elsewhere, and we would be lost within the forest once again. I did not understand the danger we faced until I was much older. I had never heard of apostates or maleficarum.
They got what they deserved.
Perhaps they did. Still, I do not begrudge them doing what they believe is necessary. The Chantry sees any mages not leashed to the Circle of Magi as apostates. And apostates could become maleficarum, evil mages that resort to blood magic and become demon-enslaved abominations. It may even be true. Still, those of us who prefer freedom see no reason to submit.
Evelyn has a problem with the Templars, in case you hadn't guessed. I agree completely.
An interesting answer for a mage. Enough of this talk. Let us return to the task at hand.
Morgan approves +1. Which, given how easy it is to get her disapproval on things, I'm glad I have been doing good in that.
I await your command.
I'd like to ask you something.
So, full of questions, are you?
See, and the thing is that given how long I have spent literally on just talking with people, shows you how much talking with people there is in this game.
Yeah?
Is Flemeth really what she seems to be?
Well, that depends, does it not? What does she seem to be?
An old woman.
Oh, she is certainly old. Have no mistake of that. Tell me, how much do you know of the tale? The one that the chastened still tell of my mother, to frighten them into obedience.
Dawn, please. Also, I can't romance her. She is a male-exclusive romance character.
Yeah. It's one of those things. it's dumb because the game is a product of its era, which is unfortunately now.
Well, it was about 10 years ago. In fact, it was 10 years ago. In fact, it was 11 years ago. But this game, the second game, all of the romances are available to either gender as presented in the game. There is also a fifth romance that is hetero-exclusive. But I don't like that particular romance myself. It's not one that I am into, and the character gives me hives. So,
Don't sugarcoat it. Tell us how you really feel.
Goodness. Honestly, it doesn't make sense to me that she wouldn't like girls. Like, she would have no reason not to actually have, you know, an openness to dating a woman. But whatever. There was more I think I was going to say, but it has escaped my mind. So I'm going to just move on. I'm more interested in the truth.
I can relay what Flemeth once told me herself, and you can decide whether or not 'tis the truth, if you desire.
That sounds interesting.
As the tale is sung by the bards, there was a time when Flemeth was young and beautiful. A fair lass in a land of barbarian men, the desire of any who saw her.
Just how long ago was this?
Many centuries, before this land was even named Ferelden. The tales say that Flemeth fell in love with Osen the Bard, and fled the castle of her husband, the dread Lord Conobar, and that he swore vengeance for her infidelity. In truth, my mother claims that 'twas Osen who was her husband, and Conobar the jealous lord, who looked on from afar. Lord Conobar approached young Osen and offered him wealth and power in exchange for his lovely wife, and Osen agreed.
He sold his wife to another man?
The life of a bard is a poor one, and love fades in the wake of hunger. 'Twas Flemeth who suggested the arrangement. All would have been well had Lord Conobar kept his end of the bargain. But he was a foul man who bargained with coin he did not possess. Osen was led off to a field and slain, left for dead. Flemeth spoke to the spirits and learned of the deed, and swore revenge.
She spoke to spirits? Or demons?
Spirits first, and 'twas they who slew Conobar. Flemeth did not turn to the demon until much later. Lord Conobar's allies chased Flemeth, you see. Chased her to the wilds, and there she hid. There she found the demon, and he made her strong. The legends all speak of the great hero Cormac, he who defeated Flemeth and her great army when she invaded the lowlands centuries later. All lies.
Which? She never invaded? Or he never defeated her?
The truth of the matter is that there was never an invasion. As Flemeth tells it, the Chastened never raised an army under her banner, and she never fought with any warrior named Cormac. Cormac led a brutal civil war against his own people, and later claimed it was to vanquish evil that had taken root amongst the lords. Thus, he was hailed a hero. Flemeth was only attached to the legend much later. Perhaps 'twas due to the great war with the Chastened that eventually came, but Mother claims not to know how it began.
How is it that Flemeth has survived for so long?
The demon within her has transformed her into something else. An abomination, perhaps some would say. I know not. I only know my mother is clever, and she is part of the wilds as it is part of her. But she is no immortal. She bleeds. A blade in her heart would kill her like any other, were it lucky enough to find her.
The legend tells of Flemeth having many daughters.
You ask if I have sisters? I have asked of this myself. The stories tell of many witches of the wilds after all, not just the one. And these tales existed long before I did. Flemeth refuses to speak of other daughters, if they existed. So, should I believe I am her first? I doubt that too.
Why would she refuse to speak of them?
The Chastened tell of a falling out between Flemeth and her daughters. They say that one day she hunted them all through the wilds and ate their hearts. It may be true. I have never seen another witch or heard of one. Perhaps one day Flemeth will eat my heart as well.
Do you believe her version?
I do not believe everything that Flemeth claims. Oft it seems her bitterness has colored her memories. But on the whole, yes, I believe this tale, if not all.
An interesting story. Thank you.
Flemeth tells it with far more embellishment than I, but you are welcome. Dare I ask of your own mother? Few are abominations of legend, 'tis true, but I find myself curious nevertheless.
I love her. What else do you want to know?
Nothing. I wish to know nothing more. I find myself a little envious, to tell the truth. But it matters not. Let us move on.
I love Morrigan.
Yes.
She is. I love how, like, just saying that is enough to actually make her go, oh, did I don't want to talk about something that hurts her.
I await your command.
Oh, God.
Alright.
So, full of questions, are you?
Okay. Let's see.
I await your command.
I'd like to discuss something personal.
We're in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Never mind. Why are you still here?
The better question is, what the fuck are you wearing on your head?
I know. I put it there, okay? I put it there because it gives her stats, okay?
I saw Mel comment on it earlier and I couldn't not.
Oh, hey, Ben.
Yes.
I have a question.
I am hardly surprised.
Actually, never mind.
Very well.
Let's go.
As you wish.
It reminds me of one of those, like, devices you'd see broadcast on TV in the 90s that, among other things, makes julienne fries. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, but I'm not talking to you anymore.
That's a wonderful thought.
Inspired. Minor cunning. Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is, Justin, I sincerely doubt that Dragon Age 4 is going to come out. This is going to be a controversial opinion, I suppose, but I have not seen a lot of good things when it comes to either the production side of things or the actual output. I have serious gripes with EA as a parent company. I have serious gripes with the way that certain things have been done to these games as they have been released. It has been, for me, they have definitely moved away from what I enjoy in video games, and given how bad things have gotten, I am not certain that Dragon Age 4 is ever actually going to make it out. That said, I am planning to play through all 3 of the presently released games.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, Don.
Take care, Don. Also, you and I both know a thing or two about development hell.
Oh, yes. Well, the thing is that it's a nuanced thing, and I'm not going to be, like, going out of my way to shit on the company. BioWare is actually, a company that is important to me. I've loved their games. Literally, playing their games has been what's brought me out of a long period of isolation. So, it got me connected with the gaming community, and from there, got me connected with the voice acting community, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of fondness for the company. A lot of their games are very important to me, and I know how important they are to other people as well. It's just, I'm not personally optimistic, but here's the thing, I would love to be proven wrong. If I'm proven wrong, then I will be delightfully and happily surprised, and I will definitely embrace it.
Yeah, also too real, Jared.
I mean...
Oof. Big oof.
Okay, so we're almost 2 hours in, and I have done nothing but talk to people.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything, but...
Really? It's so stubborn sometimes.
It's very nice, and it suits you. Simple. Not like the elaborate hairstyles we wore in Orlais. They involved flowers, ribbons, jewels. 1 year, feathers were all the rage, and Lady Elise decided she needed to outdo everyone else, and actually wore live songbirds in her voluminous hair. The chirping was quite charming for a while, but you must realize, terrified little birdies often have loose bowels.
Why are you telling me this? Dear Maker!
Yes, you can imagine what she looked like by the end of the evening. But I was trying to say something nice to you, wasn't I? Oh, forgive me. My mind wanders so. It's just that I feel so comfortable talking to you. Like I could say anything and you wouldn't judge me.
Well, we are friends, aren't we?
Yes, very much so. I haven't felt this close to anyone in a long time. I really enjoy your company.
And I love that there are a couple of options here to actually initiate a romance with her, but her... I was gonna say her romance is bugged, but I actually have bug fixes installed, but anyway.
You say that, but remember the last time you had bug fixers installed?
Okay. I've said this before, and I will say it again because you're being an awful person.
Okay,
I would say other things because... But I can't because we're live. And on
stop
YouTube.
You earlier.
Would you stop? Anyway.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Those earlier bugs were because I had another mod accidentally still left in the folder, and they were conflicting with the other bug fixes. That was where the problem was.
I know.
I have since fixed it. Anyway. Huh. Well, yeah, a lot of people do know me for my Dragon Age playthroughs.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm about to friend zone her seriously hard. You are a treasured friend, Liliana.
Thank you. I am honored that you feel that way.
Liliana approves +2. I could flirt with her at any time, but, like, that was one of those conversations that leads to, like, an actual romance, so...
Something I can help with?
I'd like to talk to you about something.
Yes? What's on your mind?
Why did you decide to come to Ferelden?
My mother was from Denerim, and I consider myself a Ferelden. Mother served an Orlesian noblewoman who lived here when Orlais ruled. When Orlais was defeated and the common folk began to resent the presence of any Orlesian, the lady returned to Orlais. She took my mother with her. I was born in Orlais and did not set foot in Ferelden till much later. Mother was always telling me stories of her homeland. I think she missed it.
What happened to your mother?
Mother died when I was very young. Lady Cecily let me stay with her. I had no one else. She was quite old then, and she had me study music and dance to entertain her. It is unfair that I have more memories of Cecily than my mother.
Do you remember nothing of your mother? Or, you were young. It's understandable.
Strangely, the only thing I really remember of Mother was her scent. She kept dried flowers in her closet amongst her clothes. Small white Ferelden wildflowers with a sweet fragrance. Mother called them Andrastis Grace. They were very rare in Orlais. But enough about that. Let us move on.
But enough about that. Stop fucking asking me. God damn it. Stop asking me personal questions. Yes.
Something I can help with? Yes?
Yeah.
What's on your mind?
Also, like, I know I've mentioned on more than one occasion that I am not a fan of traditional, like, armor for female characters in RPGs, but it's even worse in this case because from a distance, it looks like her skirt is made of bacon. Which would explain my thumb is okay with her being on the team. Like prosciutto from the waist up and then just bacon down below.
Prosciutto from the waist up and just bacon down below.
Someone please quote that.
I can't. You can.
Fine, I'll do it. I'll do it.
I am. That is a good question, Mel. Do you miss anything about Orlais?
I miss Val Royeaux. Unlike other cities where the people are the lifeblood and the character, Val Royeaux was her own person, and her people little more than decorations. There was always music in Val Royeaux, streaming from the many windows, quiet refrains and triumphant choruses, and always, floating above that all, the chant, coming from the Grand Cathedral. It was magnificent.
It sounds wonderful.
Oh, it would take me a day or two to talk about the many splendors of Orlais, her golden fields, her lush meadows. Of course, there are good things and bad things about Orlais, like anywhere else. Sometimes I miss it dearly, and sometimes I'm glad I'm rid of it. And you will laugh at this, but I miss the fine things I had in Orlais.
What sorts of things?
Dresses, fine dresses and furs, and shoes, of course. One can't mingle with nobility with bad shoes, you see. Orlais is very fashionable, almost ridiculously so. But the shoes, living with those ridiculous trends was worth it for the shoes.
Oh, I love shoes.
When I left Orlais, the fashion was shoes with delicate tapered heels and embellishments in the front. A ribbon, perhaps, or embroidery. In soft colors, of course. It was spring.
Oh, that sounds so lovely.
I had my eye on a pair my shoemaker was working on. It was covered in pale blue silk with amber beads on the toe. The shoes made in Orlais were exquisite. Not at all like these clunky fur-lined leather boots you have in Ferelden. Ugh, just look at them.
Jared. Okay. I know, right? So ugly and shapeless.
They're
Let's
sturdy
get some
shoes,
shoes.
but sometimes a girl just wants to have pretty feet. Oh, I could talk about shoes all day, but we have things to do, don't we?
Sometimes girls just need to wear pretty shoes, she says. Just need to wear pretty feet, that's what it is, or have pretty feet. Yes, Liliana. Would you? Stop! Stop!
What is seen cannot be unseen.
Yes? What's on your mind?
I heard that in Orlais, minstrels are often spies.
Where did you hear this?
Someone told me, or I read it in a history book. That's actually in character for Evelyn.
And did you not think that this could be historical fact and no longer true? Not all minstrels
Don't
are
laugh at me.
spies. Most are just singers and storytellers, but some of them are what we call bards.
What's the difference?
Many use the two words minstrel and bard interchangeably, but to do so in Orlais would cause misunderstanding. Bards are minstrels and more. Spies, as you say. Some say there is a bard order, but I don't think this is true. Many bards work alone or in small groups, doing the bidding of a patron who pays for their services. If there is an organization behind it all, no one knows who they are.
Patron? What sort of patron?
Nobles, mostly. In Orlais, there is much rivalry amongst the highborn. They fight over land, influence, and the favor of the Empress. But they cannot do this openly because it is impolite, and in public, they wear smiling faces and pretend to be civil. In secret, they plot and scheme to destroy each other. It is a game completely meaningless to anyone but its players.
You seem to know quite a bit about these bards.
And I should, shouldn't I, after having spent most of my adult life as one? You've guessed as much, I'm sure. But does it really matter what I was? What's past is past.
But why were you living cloistered... Why were you living cloistered sister? Good sentence there, dudes. In rural Ferelden.
I found myself in Ferelden and sheltered from bad weather in the Chantry. And when the storm passed, I just did not want to leave. I like to say the Maker brought me here.
Okay. Well, I think that's enough talking for now. I'm just gonna go pet Thumb. Because I want to pet Thumb.
I mean, I'd like one too, but...
You're the one who called him Thumb. Okay.
You're the one who signed off on it.
I know. I'm not arguing, I'm just saying. Ooh! Oh! Oh, I've got good spells! Ah!
Again, don't sugarcoat it. Tell us how you really feel.
Oh! Okay. Chain lightning.
Oh, leader.
What? No, explain yourself, please. You're not going to explain yourself? Okay.
So it's just like you had a very Patrick Warburton air to your noise there.
Uh-huh. Alright, Wind needs leveling.
What do you mean has become? She's been that way since birth, Jared.
What? Let's see. I can't bump you up there, and I can't bump up there. You're... Yeah. That's what you're going to be. Oh. And let's see. Can't level. Can level. Oh, Lordy Lou. Let's see. What skill should I give him? Okay, well. 2 skills. Alright. So, actually with that... I might be able... Yes! He has Usaris. Ha. Okay. You! Stop laughing at me!
No, it's just that I'm not laughing. It's just like I looked at the chat and Dork Princess came in. I had to step out. What did Griffin do this time?
Yes.
Yes. Indeed.
I love how I've left my mark on these streams as being that guy.
Also, Now I've gone to this wider map. Lothering is now no longer a place that we can visit, and the blight has spread. Lothering has been destroyed by Darkspawn, so if you have not actually finished everything to do in Lothering, by the time you finish one of the first quests of the game, any one of the major quest lines, as soon as you finish it, Lothering becomes destroyed by Darkspawn. And I would warn you about marking my stream. And then, actually, I think I'm going to appear here first, drop off things to clear out my inventory a bit more.
Right.
And then I'm actually going to move on to the next area. Let's see. I'm gonna drop this in there. Oh, that's actually pretty useful. Dump my gifts in there. Okay. Alright, so now I have cleared out more of my inventory. I mean, I may as well. Okay. Now, we're going to Redcliffe. You keep getting booed, Griffin.
I mean, it's become the status quo.
What the fuck is attacking me now? God damn it, me! Stop swearing!
Ah, a fellow traveler of the fair lands.
I think that's what makes
My
the
packs are
stream
light.
on YouTube, like, by default, even more entertaining.
The Deus V Eternus, rumored to be the last message to a sinful world from the Maker himself.
So while we were in the tower, we discovered several instances of people having purchased this book. Not so strange. I have 5 copies.
Ah, will the wonders of this all too small a land never cease? Well, they will for you. Get them!
You're dumb. You're really dumb. Ah, fuck.
No one asked for your opinion, Blackjack. No, literally no one.
Huh?
It's just I've got a soft spot for chain lightning in fantasy. It's just one of the coolest spells I think in the class.
Oh.
Fight. Ankles.
Alistair.
I'm ready.
I'm ready, he says, as he takes a gulp of a poultice.
Like, did he just Reggie Fils-Aimé?
He goes, I'm ready.
My body is ready.
Let's see, is there... I see some death root.
Ironic that he died next to it.
Alright, well, let's see. Music volume I can probably kick down just a little bit. There we go. Okay. So, I'm sorry that apparently I got a little bit overwhelmed. Alright, thank you for joining the stream, Mel. It actually has been a blast having you with us.
You have a good one, Mel, and hopefully we'll see you next time, too.
Hopefully we see you next time on Let's Play Dragon Ball Z. Wait.
Same lore time, same lore channel.
Alright, cutscene.
Look, can we talk for a moment? I need to tell you something. I should probably have told you earlier.
Of course, Mel is now going to miss one of the big important reveals of this game. Which is a shame. What's on your mind?
I told you before how Al Eamon raised me, right? That my mother was a serving girl at the castle and he took me in. The reason he did that was because, well, because my father was King Marek, which made Kaelin my half-brother, I suppose.
Oh. We said you were leaving! Anyway. So... You're not just a bastard, but a royal bastard?
Ha! Yes, I guess it does it, that.
The best
I should
kind.
use that line more often. I would have told you, but it never really meant anything to me. I was inconvenient, a possible threat to Kaelin's rule, and so they kept me secret. I'd never talked about it to anyone. Everyone who knew either resented me for it or they coddled me. Even Duncan kept me out of the fighting because of it. I didn't want you to know as long as possible. I'm sorry.
I'm wondering, but I think you still should have told me.
You're right, I should have. It's brought me nothing but problems, to be honest. At any rate, that's it. That's what I had to tell you. I thought you should know about it.
Are you sure? You're not hiding anything else?
Besides my unholy love of fine cheeses and a minor obsession with my hair, no, that's it. Just the prince thing.
You're a prince. Somehow I find that very thrilling.
Oh, did I just find the one damn decent thing about my birthright? I think I did. I have no illusions about my status, however. It's always been made very clear that I'm a commoner, and now a Grey Warden, and in no way in line for the throne. And that's fine by me. No, if there's an heir to be found, it's Al Eamon himself. He's not of royal blood, but he is Kaelin's uncle, and more importantly, very popular with the people. Though, if he's really as sick as we've heard, oh no, I don't want to think about that. I really don't. So there you have it. Now can we move on? And I'll just pretend you still think I'm some nobody who was too lucky to die with the rest of the Grey Wardens.
That's... Oh. I feel like being sarcastic here. As you command, my prince.
Oh, lovely. I'm going to regret this. Somehow I just know it.
So, Alistair's a prince. A secret prince.
The best kind.
Alright, yeah, Redcliffe works.
God, now I want to watch Spaceballs.
So now you know, not only is he insanely attractive and also a sweetheart, but he's also a prince. He's got all sorts of nice things going on. And I love how he's... I love how he is facing the other direction now. Like, I want nothing more to do with this.
It turned my back to this plot
I thought I
twist.
saw travelers coming down the road, though I scarcely believed it. Have you come to help us?
What do you mean? Is there a problem?
So you don't know? Has nobody out there heard?
I've heard Arl Eamon is sick, if that's what you mean.
He could be dead for all we know. Nobody's heard from the castle in days. We're under attack. Monsters come out of the castle every night and attack us until dawn. Everyone's been fighting and dying. We've no army to defend us, no Arl and no king to send us help. So many are dead, and those left are terrified they're next.
Hold on, what is this evil that's attacking you?
I don't rightly know. I'm sorry, nobody does. I should take you to Ban Tegan. He's all that's holding us together. He'll want to see you.
Ban Tegan, Arlemon's brother. He's here.
Yes. It's not far, if you'll come with me.
That's quite an invitation. So, once again, we arrive in our location to try and recruit allies and find that there's another disaster that has nearly disrupted everything and all things forever.
Yeah, it seems to be a recurring trend around here.
It's Thomas, yes? And who are these people with you? They are obviously not simple travelers.
No, my lord. They just arrived, and I thought you would want to see them.
Well done, Thomas. Greetings, friends. My name is Tegan, Ban of Rainisfere, brother to the Arl.
I remember you, Ban Tegan. Though the last time we met, I was a lot younger and covered in mud.
Covered in mud? Alistair? It is you, isn't it? You're alive! This is wonderful news.
Still alive, yes. Though not for long if Ten Loghain has anything to say about it.
Indeed. Loghain would have us believe all Grey Wardens died along with my nephew, amongst other things.
Why do some characters sound stiff? Well, they're just perpetually turned on, I guess.
Yes. Also, I love the comments like, these people are clearly not simple travelers. What was your first clue? The fact that they're all sparkling?
I suppose they do have a certain aura about them. No, literally, there's an aura around them.
What the glowing review you've given them.
Okay. You don't believe Loghain's lies?
What, that he pulled his men in order to save them? That Cailan risked everything in the name of glory? Hardly. Loghain calls the Grey Wardens traitors, murderers of the king. I don't believe it. It is an act of a desperate man. So you are a Grey Warden as well. A pleasure to meet you. I wish it were under better circumstances. You're here to see my brother. Unfortunately, that might be a problem. Eamon is gravely ill. No one has heard from the castle in days. No guards patrol the walls, and no one has responded to my shouts. The attack started a few nights ago. Evil things surged from the castle. We drove them back, but many perished during the assault.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because his tone changed drastically from, what? You expect us to believe his lies? That everyone is that the Grey Wardens are traitors and they tried to kill the king? Never. So you're a Grey Warden as well. It's an honor to meet you.
I mean, on the one hand, some people do be like that, but on the other, it's a sign that this is definitely the first game of the series.
Yeah. Oh, God. Anyway. What evil things are you talking about?
Some call them the Walking Dead. Decomposing corpses, returning to life with a hunger for human flesh. They hit again the next night. Each night they come, with greater numbers. With Cailan dead and Loghain starting a war over the throne, no one responds to my urgent calls for help. I have a feeling tonight's assault will be the worst yet. Alistair, I hate to ask, but I desperately need the help of you and your friends.
It isn't just up to me. Though the Grey Wardens don't stand much chance against Loghain without Arleman.
Of course we'll help.
Thank you. Thank you. This means more to me than you can guess. Thomas, please tell Murdoch what transpired. Then return to your post.
Yes, my lord.
Now then, there is much to do before night falls. I put 2 men in charge of the defense outside. Murdoch, the village mayor, is outside the chantry. Sir Perth, one of Eamon's knights, is just up the cliff at the windmill, watching the castle. You may discuss with them the preparations for the coming battle.
Tell me more about yourself.
This is hardly the time to be discussing personal details, don't you think? We will have to fight for our lives very shortly.
Come now, is knowing a little about you too much to ask?
I beg your pardon, my lady. Where are my manners? What would you like to know?
And that's one of the nice things about having high persuasion. What will you do if Arl Eamon is dead?
I don't know. If Connor lives, he'll be the Arl, and I'll need to help him with it. If he's... well, I don't want to think about that.
Are you a skilled warrior?
Skilled enough to know there are many far better than myself.
That's fair. Do you have any family yourself?
Oh, you mean, am I married? No, I've never had the pleasure. If I did, I'd be lucky to find a woman as lovely as yourself.
Flatterer.
If I may be so bold, what of you, my lady? Are you married?
I'm not married, no. I'm a mage.
Mages can marry, or so I'm told.
They can indeed, if the man is brave enough.
I can think of several reasons why one would be willing to be so brave. But I am too bold, my lady. This is hardly the time for such banter. Please accept my apology.
Uh-huh. For what? I'm not offended.
You're too kind, my lady. Amongst many other things.
Perhaps we should get back to the matter at hand.
Good, then my secrets are still safe. I was worried for a moment there.
He is goddamn smooth.
I mean, yeah, I imagine it pays to have charisma in his position.
Yes, funny thing that.
Mm-hmm.
You have some of Arl Eamon's knights here?
I have those few who returned from their quest. You know of this, yes?
Their search for the urn of sacred ashes?
Yes, I question Isolde's decision to send so many knights in search of this relic. But I am a practical man, whereas she is a woman of great faith. Sir Perth was one of the knights sent on this quest. Perhaps you should speak to him if you wish to learn more.
Why are you in the chantry with the villagers?
Sir Perth insists. He wants me to be with the villagers, so everyone he needs to protect is in one place. I don't mind, to be honest. The point of all this is to protect the villagers, and I can do that best here. This is the last line of defense, should things go amiss.
Do you need more men in here with you?
We could bring some men in to stand beside me, but I'd rather keep the monsters away from the villagers if possible.
So what happens after this battle is over?
Hopefully we can find the source and stop it before it causes any more damage. With luck, we'll also find Eamon and be able to help him.
I should get back to work.
Very well. Luck be with you, my friend.
Alistair approves, Liliana approves, and Wynne approves. Largely because I agreed immediately to help, pretty much no questions asked.
I mean...
So... a book!
I'm scared, Mother. When are the bad men coming?
Soon, darling. Don't worry. Everything will be all right.
I want to go home. Where's Father? Why can't we go home?
Because he's dead.
I already told you. Father is outside defending the village from the bad men. We must stay here and be brave. Can you do that?
I guess so.
You know, just eavesdrop on that conversation. That's nice. Hey! So Jeddah is listed in one of the quests that we started when we were at Ostagar. We found a cache of things, and it's her that we have to give them to.
You're a Grey Warden, right? Were you in Ostagar? In the Korkari Wilds? My husband and son went there to bring the Chant of Light to the Chastened. But I haven't heard from them since.
Oh, they're missionaries. Well, good they're dead. Are you Jeddah?
I am. You've heard of me?
I have something here from your husband.
Oh? Oh, his lockbox. If you're bringing me this... Oh no, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for bringing this to me. It means a lot to... Maker's blessings upon you.
Quest completed. Yay! I made her sad.
Let us pray.
No.
Blessed art thou who exists in the Maker's sight. Blessed art thou who seeks his forgiveness. Blessed art thou who seeks his return. Blessed is the prophetess, his daughter, sacrificed to the holy flame. May the chant reach the Maker's ears and tell him of our
parents
contrition.
would want that.
Stop talking. Irenia?
Good day.
Oh, okay.
I'm so scared, Father. What are we going to do?
Die.
Silence, girl. You want the children to hear.
Sorry. Am I bothering you? I'll try to be more quiet.
Are you alright? Why are you crying?
Those things dragged my mother away. I don't know what happened to her, but I hear her screaming all the time. Everywhere.
How terrible. You poor thing. I wish there was something we could do to help.
And now my brother Bevan, he ran off. I don't know where he is. I'm so scared they got him too.
Why would he run off? Do you know?
He said something about saving Mother. He's just a little boy. He doesn't understand she's gone.
Grief can make us do many things that don't make any sense, I'm afraid.
I hope he didn't try to go to the castle. Oh, that would be awful.
Have you tried looking for your brother?
I went to our house. It's by the square. He wasn't there. I searched the rest of the village too. I called and I called, but he never answered. I wonder if he ran off into the woods. I'm so worried. Without me, he has nobody.
Don't worry. I'll look for him.
You will? Thank you so much. Please find him. But night is coming. The monsters will return. We sit here.
I'm out of here. Stop crying. It's not that bad. You're fine.
Walking corpses. Do you think it's something in the water?
Huh.
You know, we don't have the men.
No sign of them coming back from the
their numbers just keep growing each night.
Oh, so you take care, Dork.
Yee.
I don't want a surprise attack before the sun goes down.
Yes, sir. What should we do until then?
Pray and hope for a miracle.
So this is Murdoch, voiced by someone who's going to sound very familiar to people who have worked with or played quite a few BioWare games. He is most notably, oh goodness, Zaid from Mass Effect, specifically Mass Effect 2 and onward. He also plays another character that pops up in the DLC expansion pack for this game. But yes.
So you're the Grey Warden, are you? I didn't think they made women Grey Wardens.
Uh-huh. I'm a mage as well, if that makes a difference.
Well, that's just great. As if we weren't nervous enough as it was. Now we've got magic too. We aren't gonna turn aside anyway. Help, though. Don't take me for being an ingrate or nothing.
Well, we do want to help however we can. You can trust us.
Name's Murdoch. Mayor of what's left of the village. Providing we aren't all killed and hauled off to the castle tonight.
I get the feeling that, like, he had different recording days and, like, he had to come back to record for additional lines. Because there was, I'm Murdoch. Oh, great, as if there's nothing else to worry about, but now we got magic. Anyway, I'm not gonna be an ingrate about it.
I mean, either that or every one of the NPCs polar.
I love that you cut out there. All of the MPs polar.
Oh, you got what I was saying, right?
Oh yeah, no. Yeah. I got what you were saying. Have faith, good man. We will defeat this evil together.
I hope you're right. I've been trying to hold us together, but it isn't easy. Anyhow, you're here, and they tell me you're in charge.
Again, the voice just fucking changed. He could not decide what voice he wanted for this character.
I mean...
What can I do to help?
We need what little armor and weapons we got repaired, and quickly, or half of us will be fighting without either. Owen's the only blacksmith who can do it, but the stubborn fool refuses to even talk.
If we're to be ready for tonight, we'll need that crotchety bastard's help.
Stop swearing. Why does Owen refuse to talk to you?
His daughter, Valena, is one of the Alessa's maids, so he hasn't heard from her since this whole business started. He demanded we attack the castle, break down the gate, and force our way in. I said it was impossible, but he wouldn't listen. He's locked himself in the smithy now. I can't force him to do repairs. He said he'd rather die first.
Nobody else can do these repairs?
Not by nightfall, and not well enough that I'd be happy to test it in combat. If there were others, don't you think I'd ask them?
Is there anything else you need?
We could use some extra bodies. Having a veteran like Dwin in the militia would help a lot, but he flat out refuses.
Tell me about Dwin.
He's a trader, a dwarf, lives near the lake. Locked himself up in his home with some of his workers, he has. Says he doesn't need any of us. We could use somebody with his fighting experience, but he won't come out.
I want to discuss something else.
Shouldn't you be trying to reason with Owen?
Give me a mother effing second. I have some questions.
Oh? Ask away.
Where can I get supplies?
If you want weapons and such, you'd go to the blacksmith, but there isn't much left there.
But there's nowhere to actually buy or sell things?
Commerce isn't exactly our biggest concern right now, but you might want to speak to Lloyd at the tavern. I wouldn't trust him, though.
Fair point. Tell me about what's happened here.
Don't rightly know. We heard the Arl was sick and getting worse, but after a while we heard nothing at all. A few folks went up to the castle to see what was going on. They couldn't get in. Nobody was there, not a soul. And then those horrid creatures attacked the village. They were everywhere, people dying. It was awful. Good thing Bantegan was here.
Do you know anything about Arlayman's illness?
No. I know the Alessa sent the knights out for a cure. You can ask Sir Perth about it. He was one of them.
I want to discuss something else.
Shouldn't you be trying to reason with Owen? Oh? Ask away. Shouldn't you be trying to reason with Owen? Don't drink with him. That's how he sucks you in. Just my luck, our success hinges on the most foolish drunk of a smith ever to grace the Maker's lands.
Okay. Alright, so just getting my bearings. It has been a long time since I have gotten to this place. It has been like literally almost a decade at this point.
Jesus.
Since I've last played this. Oh, let's see. There's a book. Key required. Cautionary tales for the adventurous. Lovely, says my character. Alright. Well, when you approach the dresser, something moves inside. You hear a short, surprised intake of breath, and then silence. Hello? Is someone in there?
Go away. This isn't your home.
That's not why I'm
Young
here.
man, come out this instant.
Yes, ma'am.
Such a mom voice.
I mean, it's you.
No.
All right. I came out. You won't hurt me. Will you? I'll go back to the Chantry if you really want.
I was talking about Wynn.
Oh, yeah.
She just says, "Come out of there right now, young man." And he goes, Yes, ma'am. First, tell me what you were doing in there.
I can't tell you. It's a secret.
Are you sure? Maybe I could help you.
You could. Alright, I guess. Father said I could have his sword when I grew up. It was Grandfather's. And Grandfather was a great dragon slayer. I thought, if I was brave like Grandfather, I could use his sword and kill the bad people who took Mother.
Where is this sword now?
In the chest. In Mother's room. Father gave me a key, but I'm not supposed to give it to anyone.
But I could use that sword to help the village.
I guess you're right. I should help defend the village, shouldn't I? Father would have if he were here. Oh, alright. Here's the key. I hope you use it to kill a lot of those bad people. I should go back to the chantry. Good luck.
What a good lad. He gave me his key. I am so terrible.
I mean, welcome to the club.
Alright, let's see. So, the green blade. It is a step up from what Alistair currently has, but there are more things that we can do with this blade. So I'm not going to equip it on him yet. I can't really equip a sword with a person. That's really not how that works.
Not with that attitude, you can't.
How about you? Eat your hot dogs.
Well, I would, but we're streaming.
Hi, Caitlin.
Bevan said you were the one who found him. I can't possibly repay you.
About the sword I found in your home.
Bevan told me about Grandfather's sword. So you have it then? I suppose it won't go to waste, at least.
Perhaps I could pay you something for it.
I have no idea what it's worth, to be honest. And you found Bevan. I couldn't ask you for money.
It's a very valuable sword. Here, 500 silver. Take it.
That's incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much. How can I ever repay you?
Just stay safe, both of you.
The Maker sent you. I just know it. Thank you again.
Hi, Kikyo. Welcome to the stream.
Hey.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
And I am... Okay. Alright, that was cool. Gonna save real quick, because I have made some form of progress in this.
Yeah.
Do. There we go. Notice how they're not firing while I'm standing here.
I mean...
And when I move, the other two fire. Alright.
Go away. Curse you. Leave me in peace. You've already taken everything out of my stores. There's nothing left.
Is this Owen, the blacksmith? I need to speak with you.
Huh? Who is that? What do you want? I've been through enough.
I'd prefer not to speak through a door. Can I come in?
All right. Let me undo the locks. All I ask is that you don't make any trouble.
Alright.
Maker's breath. What is that smell? It's like someone set a brewery on fire.
Somebody's been drinking.
You think?
So I let you in. You wanted to talk. Now we're talking. Mind telling me who you are?
My name is Evelyn, a Grey Warden helping Bantegan.
A Grey Warden, is it? It takes all kinds. Anyhow, my name's Owen, though you might already know that. Care to join me as I get besotted? Or is there something in particular you wanted?
Why have you locked yourself in the smithy?
My girl, Velena, is one of the Alessa's maids, and she's trapped up there in the castle, but the mayor won't send anyone for her. She's been my life since my wife passed on 2 years ago. Now she's dead, or soon to be. I don't care what happens to me or the village, or anyone!
I will rescue your daughter.
It'd do me the world of good to think maybe someone like you could go in and find her. Provided any of us live through the night.
What about the militia? They need your help.
If you look for Velena, I'll reopen the smithy and make some repairs for the militia. I can do that much.
I'll do my best.
Not good enough. Murdoch said the same damn thing, and I didn't believe him either. I want to promise. Promise me that you'll look for her. That you'll bring her back to me if you can.
I promise you, I'll find her.
We will do our best. Please believe us, friend.
I'll accept that. It's something to hope for, at least. Right then. It seems I have some work to do relighting the forge, and I suppose I'll have to find some iron. Maybe at the mill. Murdoch just better send his men here as soon as possible if I'm gonna get to all these repairs and get them done by nightfall. If you need anything done, well, just let me know. I've got a lot to do now, so you'll have to excuse me.
Yay!
Yes.
I got the smithy to be a smithy. No, I'm gonna get copyright stricken.
You're already gonna get this demonetized anyway with all the cursing you've been doing.
I must admit, it feels good to be up and doing something finally. There's no way I'm sobering up before morning, however.
I mean, no kidding. Nice to see you have some purpose.
I've you to thank for that, stranger. Just do what you've promised, and it will have been worthwhile.
What do you know about what's going on?
You mean why are these creatures attacking the village? Obviously something wicked corrupts the castle. My daughter used to tell me the Arlessa was up to something, hiding things from her husband. I told Velena she was imagining things, but maybe the Arlessa was involved in something. Blood magic, maybe.
What else did your daughter say?
She thought the Arlessa was having an affair with some tutor she hired for the boy, Connor. I never listened much to her talk about it, though I wish now I had. It doesn't matter anyway. She's lost to me, and I can't do anything about her warnings now.
What do you know about the Arlessa?
Only that she's an Orlesian girl from beyond the Western Mountains. Far too young for our Arl. That's what I say. And too proud and headstrong from the sounds of it.
You think the Arlessa made Arlaman sick?
I'd never make such accusations. But maybe, if she was using foul magic, then maybe she just did at that.
Have you told anyone about this?
Of course not. And who would I tell? And what good would it do now, eh? I just wish I'd paid more heed to my girl.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
Let's talk business.
Right. I haven't got much, obviously, but I'll do whatever I can for you.
And he's got some decent stuff. Let's see, nothing in that regard, and that makes sense. Let's see.
I must admit, it feels good to be up and doing something fine.
Okay.
Hey, I see you found my hiding place. I stuck some old equipment in there before Murdoch could get his hands on it. I must admit, it feels good to be up and doing something fine. I don't think there's anything you'll need in there, but it's hard to say. I was in a bit of a rush when I filled it up.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm sorry, Kikyo, but I do appreciate you peeping in, and always remember that all of these videos will be archived on YouTube, so you can always come back later.
Yeah, thanks for dropping by. We appreciate seeing you.
Couldn't the militia use this?
Not if I'm going to repair the equipment they have. That stuff is old, anyhow. Yeah, let me open it for you. I have the key.
Alright, sweet. And he's not wrong. These are all pretty useless stuff to us. And we don't need money, so that's fine. Okay. So, let's see. I wonder. I think let's try this bridge.
Do you think the tower is ever going to get back to what it was, Wynne?
I don't know. A great number of people died. It will be difficult to imagine rebuilding. That cloud hanging over everything for many years to come.
Do you think you'll be there? To help rebuild, I mean, once this is all over with?
I cannot say. Even if I survive this flight, I am a very old woman, Alistair.
Why? Because of some grey hair? You are a formidable woman, Wynne. You could see that it happens.
I think you overestimate the number of years I have left. But perhaps you're right. Or perhaps the memories of what happened there will be too strong for me to face.
I have a hard time believing that.
Well, it's good to have someone that believes in me so. Now, if I could only feel the same way myself, that would be something.
Alright. That was a nice little conversation, and I do actually love the relationship between those two people.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so this has been quite a stream.
Yeah.
A lot of talking.
Yep, more than a bit.
It took up the majority of the stream, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, is bordering on dating sim levels.
Well, yes, because I was effectively playing a dating sim. Were you not paying attention?
Oh, I was paying attention. I was just at times forgetting what game we were playing. Like, what happened to the real-time RPG?
Well, as it is, I think that's probably going to be a good place to call it for tonight. We have started the next mission in the game, which is Redcliffe. And it's going to be an interesting one. We've gotten to know some of our companions a little bit better. We've gotten to know Alistair a little bit better. We've gotten Alistair's rose and discovered that Alistair is actually a prince. So, I mean, that's quite a bit of information, so to speak, especially in terms of Alistair's personal quest line. So, yeah, next time...
All he's missing now is a castle and a curse that turns him into a beast.
Anyway, so... next time, whenever well, probably next week. I mean, gee, what a surprise. I do it every week. I stream every week. I should be specific. Every week on Saturday, starting usually around 5 p.m. Central, although I did get it started a little bit earlier today.
Yeah, a little bit.
And, I mean, I'm enjoying streaming on YouTube. I think that it's actually much more handy in some regards. I think it's actually letting more people know about what I'm actually doing. So there's that. But I am enjoying this so far, and I hope that you guys are enjoying the format a little bit better, too. But, okay, so here we enter the obligatory calls to action that YouTube likes us doing. This is all not necessary, but if you do like these videos as I'm posting them, if you enjoy my streams, if you give it a like, or if you leave a comment on the actual video itself, that actually helps me out quite a bit, because again, it lets YouTube know that, hey, maybe these videos deserve some attention. And I just love hearing from you guys. I know that the rule of the internet is never read the comments, but I always do.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's masochistic, but quite frankly, I enjoy whenever I get feedback from people, so...
To be fair, I'm more than guilty of that myself.
Oh yeah, and your Holy Mountain review.
Yeah.
Didn't make you bitter at all. But it is something that is useful to me. And otherwise, I mean, if you want to support me in a more direct way, I usually have my Patreon either linked at the end of the video or usually in the description for these videos, although that might change. I might have to do a little bit of copy pasting for this because the format with YouTube is a little bit different.
Right.
But as always, all of these videos will be archived on the actual YouTube page. The videos will be available, so that should hopefully not be an issue. And of course, I'm going to be adding them to the playlist for easy perusal. So, all of that aside, I am, as always, enjoying streaming these games, or this game in particular. This is going back to my roots, and I'm really happy to be rediscovering how much I love it, and especially sharing the experience with all you lovely people. Yeah. So, I'm going to end it there for today, but I hope that I will see you next week, and I am actually going to start introducing a new stream in addition to this one. That's going to be Sunday mornings. When I say mornings, I mean on the American side of things, for me, it is around 3 in the morning. It is largely to give the people who are across the pond a better chance at actually catching my streams, or at least at a more convenient time for them. So it'll be closer to like 9 in the morning or a little bit later than that. And other people who are all the way across the world in a different place, it might be a little bit easier to be able to tune in. So, in that regard, it is, one, it's a time of day that I'm actually not killing myself to be up at, and two, it might be convenient for other people. If that is a better time for those of you who want to join in, I will be playing either a different game or working on art stuff or something along those lines. And I will probably not be having Griffin as my co-host when that happens.
Yeah, that's a little late to the day for me.
Yeah, it would be at 1 in the morning for you, and you're usually in bed like a good boy.
I mean, I have a job now, so.
Well, it would be on Saturday night, technically.
Sure, but even so, it's good to try and maintain a consistent sleep schedule at this point.
Yes, it is. Anyway, so if that's an easier time for those of you who are watching this later and want to catch me live, that's going to be an option. Sundays at 3 a.m. Central, 4 a.m. Eastern, and 9 a.m., I believe, in England. So there you go. There's a time frame for if you guys want to catch and watch it at a different time. Thank you guys all for coming out to watch today. And for those of you who are joining this video on YouTube later, thank you for watching. And, yeah, I hope to see you next week.
Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.